Hello, everybody. Today, my topic that I chose to pick was the power of sleep and why getting enough sleep matters. Um, what I would like to go over is how sleep will affect the brain, the body, and our overall health. Sleep is an essential for our mental, physical, and emotional well-being, and not getting enough it can have serious effects on our health. Have you ever stayed up all night waking up or feeling like a zombie the next day, or your brain being slow from you not getting sleep? Well, that's because sleep's important. I'm going to go over why it's important and some of the facts that have been proven to why it's important. The first one I'd like to go over is how sleep helps our brain work better. Now, some of you might think, that's just an exaggeration. That's not really true, but studies have been shown that it is proven. When you sleep, our brain stores memories and it'll get rid of all of the junk and what I guess you could say is wasteful. According to Dr. Matthew Walker, the sleep scientist, sleep improves learning and decision making. So if you ever, don't get much sleep and then you wake up the next day and you're wondering why, it's hard to study or decision making to what you need to do is slow or not how it usually is, it's because you're probably not getting enough sleep. The second part I would like to go over is how sleep is good for our physical health. Sleeping helps our body regenerate in a way. It not necessarily regenerate, but it helps us heal. If you have a cut and you wake up the next day, you'll notice that your cut is healed a lot more than what it would be if you just stayed up looking at it. That's because our brain goes to sleep and it allows us to fight off all of the bad stuff in our body. The CDD says that it helps you keep our heart healthy and support our immune system, which is, pretty important. The lack of sleep links to weight gain, high blood pressure, and diabetes, which is something that I didn't even know until I searched and learned about the topic. The third point I would like to talk about is poor sleep leads to health problems. So if you ever, been at a work where, you're working a lot and you don't get much sleep, you start to notice that takes a toll on your body. And that's not just because you're working hard or, you're overworking yourself. It's because you're not getting enough sleep. If we don't sleep enough, we can feel tired, cranky, and forgetful. And that's another thing, forgetful. If you don't get enough sleep and you go to school and you're wondering why can I do this problem, or why is this problem a lot harder than it should be? It's probably because you're not getting enough sleep. And it's dumb to say and it's weird to say, but it's overall the truth. Over time, sleep loss can lead to depression and anxiety. I've met a few people that have just decided that after, a loved one or someone passed, that they're just going to lay in bed and sleep, and that ends up catching up on you. If you stay in bed or you sleep too long or even don't sleep at all, you're going to get sad, you're going to get depressed, and possibly even lose your mind. According to the National Sleep Foundation, most adults need 7 to 9 hours of sleep every night. I'm sure you could probably get away with, 6 to 5, but those hours are hours that you will eventually try to catch up on. And another little fact that I found out is like 3/4 of our life is spent sleeping, which is interesting, and it seems scary and wasteful, but when you find out all the benefits of sleeping, it makes you look at it a little different. But in conclusion, we learn how sleep supports our brain, helps our body, and protects us from health. 3 very important things in life to keep you healthy overall. The final thing I'd like to say is, next time you're tempted to pull an all-nighter, just think about some of the benefits that sleep can have when you're going to wake up the next day, or some of the, the benefits that will happen when you don't get enough sleep and you're going to school, or even, a sports game like I used to do. I used to stay up and then go to a sports game tired. Like, it does take a toll, and getting the sleep will allow you to even study better or play better. But thank you for watching this video, and thank you for learning with me.